I think we're live. Oh my god. We're back. Hold on. We're not back yet. We're not back yet. We are back. We're back. We're officially back. Oh my goodness me. How long has it been? Oh my goodness me. How long has it been? It has been a very long time, but we're back. We're back. The Spider Talk News Show is back. We are back. Yes, it's been a while. I have been gone for a very long time. But you know what? That doesn't matter because we are back. And we're streaming again. And we're going to be talking about Brand New Day. We're going to be talking about a bunch of other things. So let's get going. I'm just going to share the stream around. Honestly, you know what? We might, this might be quite a dead stream today. Hi, how are you excited for Brand New Day? Of course I am. Of course I am. How are we doing, Victor Edits? It's been a while. I do remember you as well. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a pretty dead stream today, just because I kind of caught everyone off guard by streaming. It won't even let me see my stream on YouTube. I can't even see it. I know I'm live because at least someone's here, so I know at least it's live. Oh, here we go. I found it. There we go. That's me. There we go. How are we? How is everyone who's watching? Let me share it around. Let me share it around. Let me share it around. Oh my god, I got an ad, bro. Who's putting ads on this? Streaming. Come join. Let's talk. Brand New Day. Web. Boom. Let's go. Cham the Artist. Yo, Lewis, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. I hope you guys are okay. Now, we've got a few new stream features. So I've sort of revamped the whole setup. So there's a new graphic on the left-hand side of the screen, as you can see. The chat is now on the right-hand side of the screen. And I'm not saying this just so people subscribe, but if you hit the subscribe button, there is a little animation that comes up down here that says, "Welcome to the Spider Army." And if you send a super chat, there is also another little animation. So that's a cool thing that we got going on now. But I hope everyone is okay, right? Today we're going to be talking about, as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, we've got a few topics to talk about. We're going to talk about Brand New Day filming and the first week. Danilo, welcome to the stream. We're going to be talking about Spider-Man 5 and 6 confirmed, which is on the title and thumbnail, because that is like the biggest topic that we got this week. And I really want to talk about it. I don't think many people have really caught on to that. But we're going to be talking about that. It's really cool. Hey, Lewis, I missed joining your live viz. Hi, cool man. How are we doing? Oh, my God, it's been a while, bro. I'm getting so nostalgic, but I'm hoping to bring these back full time. This one might be a bit of a slow stream just because I think I've caught people off guard, sort of just coming back out of nowhere. But hopefully, if we do this more often, then hopefully these can become a regular thing again. Tramell Tillman confirmed. We're going to be talking about that and the characters that he might be playing in the movie. We've also got Scorpion updates, a bunch of info about the Scorpion in the movie coming in from Daniel RPK, so we're going to talk about that. And also Yelena in Brand New Day. I don't know if you guys have seen that rumor, but we're going to talk about that. So a bunch of stuff to get into today. Double A Yellow, is good to see you back. Welcome to the stream. So let's get straight into this then, because I understand this is going to be a bit of a slower stream because like I said, I've caught everyone off guard. Also, by the way, the camera quality, so much better than it was before. I've revamped the whole setup. So this is going to be the setup from now on. If you guys have got ideas to make it better, then just let me know. Good to see you back. Spectacular News, says Danilo. I was a kid. I like Spider-Man. I watched 1994 when I was a kid. Born in 1999. Spider Army 1999 Spider-Man. Well, yeah, that's what we're calling it, the Spider Army, right? And if you, by the way, for those of you who are new to the stream now, we've got a new graphic. If you subscribe to the channel, it will pop up down here, right? I can't do it because I can't obviously subscribe to myself. I could do it with an alt account, actually. Can I do it with an alt account? Can I just... If I log into, like, LewisFilms or something, can I try and... Oh, that's effort. Oh, I can't bother with that. But anyway, if you subscribe or super chat, you get an animation down there. Yelena, says, cool man. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Yelena. Is the 90s Spider-Man animated series one of your favorite iterations? Absolutely. I love 90s Spider-Man. So good. But let's talk about the Brand New Day week 1 of filming. So, what do you guys think? I want to hear all of your thoughts in the chat, so put them in now. What do you guys think about Brand New Day filming in Glasgow? Was that awesome or was that awesome? Like, it was absolutely amazing. I didn't think we were going to get any of that. You know, how awesome was that to get to see Tom Holland on set? We got the new suit reveal. We got all of that good stuff. It was amazing. What do you think of Tom's new suit? Well, that's exactly what we're getting into. So, well, first of all, let me know your thoughts as well in the comments. What do you think of Tom's new suit? Actually, you know what? Next week, we'll do a suit ranking stream. Because I'm thinking about doing 2 streams a week. One will obviously be the Spider Talk news show. If there's lots of news, then I'll do 2 news show talks. But I'm thinking in between I could do like rankings, like the tier list like we used to do a few years back. So I think we might do that. Does it work if we're already subscribed? That I don't know, Danilo. You might have to test that out. But Tom's new suit, yeah, we might do a suit ranking. But oh my god, that new suit is the best suit we've ever had. Is it not? That is the best suit we've ever had in Spider-Man history. It has to be. Surely not. It has to be. It has to be the best suit. Like, I think the only one that could come close to beating it would probably be the TASM 2 suit, maybe? But that has to be the best one. I'm sorry, that has to be the best one. That is a goated suit. And the thing that I liked personally, moreover than anything else, was the fact that they didn't change much from the final swing suit in No Way Home. That was my biggest fear. They were going to completely change it, pull a Far From Home, you know, change the whole thing. But no, they didn't. So I am very, very happy about that. Yes. So how did you react when Spider-Man Brand New Day showed the Spider-Man suit? I was gassed. Oh my god, when we got that suit reveal, I was like, ugh, it was over the moon. All the fans showing up on set, including the kids, so sweet. There's that image, isn't there, of Tom Holland with his like back to the camera, and that kid is watching him. They cooked. They cooked with that image. They cooked. Best live-action Spidey suit ever. I absolutely agree, cool man. Absolutely agree. I liked Ben 10 when I was a kid. Oh my god, Ben 10. That's a throwback. I love Ben 10. What are your thoughts on Beyond the Spider-Verse getting delayed till June 25th, 2027, says Victor Edits. Well, I'm sort of in 2 minds, right? Because I would have liked to have got the movie ASAP, but obviously I understand that they want to obviously want to make the movie as best as they could. So I do completely understand them delaying it. What do you guys think about that? I mean, are you happy that the film's delayed? Does that mean we're going to get a better movie? I mean, probably. I'm so happy they're going back to the practical swinging and seeing the suit just brought... Oh my god, the practical swing. The one worry I have about... And this was actually controversial. It was actually quite funny. I don't know if you guys saw, but people clowning John Watts on Twitter like a few weeks ago, because, well, when the filming started, because Destin Daniel Cretton started off immediately by doing practical swinging. And John Watts made that comment, didn't he, back when he was doing the last trilogy, saying that you can't do practical swinging. And the first thing that Destin Daniel Cretton does is practical swinging, which I think is really funny. Yeah, I'm so happy that they're trying practical. If it looks weird, then oh well, at least maybe during the next movies they can improve it or do something different. But yeah, just the fact that they're going practical makes it look amazing. I also love Ben 10, says cool man. Everyone loves Ben 10. So yeah. Oh, I forgot we can do polls. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, wait. How do I do a poll? Oh my god, I've got a top fans section. Oh my, Cham the artist is top fan at the moment because he's commented the most. Why is this all changed? What's going on? Nice to see Spider-Man be Spider-Man and not Iron Spider anymore, says Double A. It's been a minute since you've been live, by the way. I react to your videos on my stream. Oh, do you, Phoenix? Oh my god, no way, I should tune into your streams. I didn't know you streamed. Well, welcome to the stream. Emmanuel says, do you like the darker or lighter blue for the new suit? Ooh. I do. Controversial. I don't know. I like the in-between. I think it depends on the suit, right? I like a lighter blue if the red is more of an orangey red for the suit. But I like a darker blue if we're thinking a more darker red, neon colors, winter vibe. It depends on the theme of the movie, right? Is kind of my take on whether the suit is... You know, it's all thematic, I think, from me personally. I don't know, but yeah, the suit's cool. The suit's cool. And we've got the practical convoy we saw. What do you guys think about potentially Mr. Negative and the demons being in Spider-Man Brand New Day as well? I'm just trying to work out, how can I do a poll? I'm trying to see if I can do a poll, and it's really not working. Lol, fantastic stream, says Danilo. I feel like a lighter blue works better for Tom's Spidey. I like the vibrant one, says Danilo. That's fair. That is fair. Yeah, I mean, everyone's got a personal taste, but I think the new suit that we've got really just works. It just works. What the hell is going on? What the helly? I'm never doing that again. Oh, here we go. Right, I'm gonna do it on here. Can I do it on here? I'm trying to. Can I? Oh my god, I can set a goal. What the hell's going on with YouTube, man? I stay off YouTube for like 5 months, and how do I poll? I can't even do a poll anymore. This is. How do you do polls on YouTube? Does anyone know? Phoenix might know. He streams. I heard there was news that they weren't gonna all end up being in the movie after all. Yeah, so this is what we're gonna talk about. So, the Mr. Negative and the Demons are meant to be in this movie. Not really sure what that means, because we've heard reports that all of these villains aren't meant to be in the movie. Now, it'd be really dope if we got a team up with Tom, Spidey, and the F4, and then, you know what, Cham, they are going to adapt that. I'm 100% convinced they're going to adapt that. I don't see a world in where they don't, if they've got access to both. I was excited by the new Spider-Man suit and Brand New Day as well. It was awesome, but the Spider-Man will show up in Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Possibly. There's a few rights issues there, but we could. It's crazy to think that Venom: The Last Dance set up Brand New Day with Scorpion as Venom. You know what? That is crazy. The Venom movies have set up a lot of things that haven't happened. Like, if we remember the post-credit scene of Let There Be Carnage. Does he have the smart eyes on the mask with the new suit? That's one thing I don't know. It could be a case that the suit is like the Spider-Man PS4 suit, where the eyes could be mechanical, but obviously the rest of the suit isn't. Because Peter sort of is smart enough to figure that out. I reckon they will be. I'm going to say they will be, because I think that's an excuse to give Spider-Man emotion. I've seen a few people say, we don't need the eyes to be mechanical to give Spider-Man emotion. And they go, look at Andrew Garfield and look at Tobey Maguire, what they did with... Yeah, but... Yes, they're great actors, and yes, I'm sure Tom could pull it off. But in my personal opinion, I think the smart eyes are better, you know, for visually. Not sure what's the problem you're having. I want to create a poll for the live stream for everyone to sort of participate in, but I can't seem to do it. Not really sure how. Oh, I don't want to do a super chat, not to myself. That's just like losing money, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, because super chats are weird. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but YouTube takes a cut whenever you super chat. So if I was to super chat myself, I'd just be losing. I'd just be losing money. There'd just be no point. So yeah. But anyway, I don't know. If Phoenix can tell me what's going on, then I'll do a poll. I always love doing the polls. Not sure what the sequel of the film will be called, but I think it'd be cool if the third movie is called Spider-Man Final Day. That would be cool. But the Day Trilogy, oh my god. Lewis, have you heard about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man stories ending after Secret Wars? Oh my god, yes. I forgot to put that on the topics list, but we're going to talk about that. I've got a short coming out soon about that, actually. Lol, agreed, says Danilo. Lewis, who do you think Sadie Sink is playing? Don't worry, we will get to that. We will get to that in the Spider-Man 5 and 6 confirmed section, which is now. So, let's talk about... So, basically, Spider-Man 5 and 6. You guys have seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title, you've seen the topics list, and you're going, Spider-Man 5 and 6, what the hell does that mean? Right? We haven't even got Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is Spider-Man 4. Why is Spider-Man 5 and 6 happening? What's going on? So, what is happening is the Cosmic Circus has done a leak. And every time the Cosmic Circus report on something, I get really excited. Because, as you guys remember, if you've been around the streams before, you'll know that I get really excited when the Cosmic Circus reports on something. Because unlike Daniel RPK, My Time to Shine Hello, other reporters in that niche. No disrespect to them, but I think personally, in my opinion, the Cosmic Circus has way more of a reputation. If you guys watch football, the Cosmic Circus is essentially the Fabrizio Romano of... it's a weird comparison. The Fabrizio Romano of the superhero pop culture world. And they have essentially put out in a report that Spider-Man 5 and 6 will be happening, and this will be the last trilogy for Tom's Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man Brand New Day has been confirmed, obviously, but Spider-Man 5 and 6 have not been confirmed. In fact, I'm pretty sure there isn't even a contract in place for Tom Holland to do 5 and 6. There's been rumors that Tom has been signing a new contract. We had that way few months back. However, Cosmic Circus has revealed that this will be the last trilogy for Tom Holland. And that infers that Spider-Man 5 and 6 are happening. At this point in time, there has been no confirmation that Spider-Man 5 and 6 are happening by Sony or Marvel. However, the Cosmic Circus has revealed this. Now, of course, this is a leak, so it's not 100% confirmed. We can't say with definites that this is happening. But I think, in my opinion, this is a situation like we had with, if you remember, with Spider-Man 3, back in the day, Spider-Man 3. Back when Far From Home was doing its press run and Tom Holland accidentally leaked that they were doing when Homecoming was doing its press run, Tom Holland accidentally leaked that they were making a second and a third film, even though he only had a contract for a second. The contract's not in place. Sony and Marvel haven't said anything, but the Cosmic Circus has inferred that from their sources, that this will be his last trilogy, meaning there are plans for 5 and 6, which means they are on their way, which is cool. So Spider-Man 5 and 6 confirmed? Pretty much, yeah. Even though we haven't had official confirmation. So that's good. Phoenix says, go to the YouTube studio, click the live tab, and click the bottom of the chat. You should be able to add a poll from it. Thank you, Phoenix. I appreciate that. My man. Even though it's not there. Right, that's funky. That's really funky. Oh, well, we'll figure it out at some point. Can I... Oh my god, I'm ruining everything right now. I'm trying to read your chats. I'm sorry. Right, here we go. Okay, can we talk about how Brand New Day suit has raised black webs? Personally, really love black webs on the Spidey suit, and I think it looks very nice, since Spidey in the comics will be drawn with black ink. Yes, I love that as well. Very reminiscent of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, of course, as well. The scene that we saw them filming will probably be one of the Lego sets. That would be cool. Spider-Man 5 could be called Day of the Chameleon. That's another thing as well. If Spider-Man 5 and 6 do end up happening, what do you think they will be called? And now after we sort of read out some of the suggestions, I'm going to move on to Sadie Sink as well, because Sadie Sink is a part of this. Tom needs to get the black suit of the end of 5. Interesting, says Danilo. Should the villain of Spider-Man 5 be Hobgoblin or Kraven? I think we're more likely to get Hobgoblin at the moment, because Kraven's had his own movie, but I don't know. How will Tom's 5th and 6th movies be if there will be a reboot post-Secret Wars? That's only a rumor at the moment, and I don't know. I had a conversation with someone earlier about this, actually. I really don't know. Do you think Marvel and Sony will make a new contract for Tom Holland's Spider-Man after Avengers Secret Wars and his Day trilogy? No. I think they'll attempt to, but I think Tom Holland will reject, personally, in my opinion. Spider-Man Electric Boogaloo, says Danilo. Absolutely. But yeah, so let's move on to Sadie Sink then. So who do you guys think is Sadie Sink is playing in Spider-Man Brand New Day? This is a whole thing that's going on. I've got a video coming out about it soon. Who do you think Sadie Sink is playing? So the main candidates that we've had so far have been Jean Grey, but now Jean Grey is hovering over Madeline Patesh. Patesh, is that how you say her name? She was in Riverdale. So Jean Grey's kind of sort of gone on the back burner. Another one was, of course, a multiversal Mary Jane Watson. I don't think that'll happen, though, considering Zendaya is still a part of the cast. The third option was Mayday Parker, which was interesting. So also multiverse. Or time travel, I guess. I don't know. Fourth and fifth options sort of floating around were Black Cat and Gwen Stacy. Never really held any sort of substance. Sixth option that came along was actually Carly Cooper. Now, it has been revealed through an industry insider. I can't exactly remember who, so if you guys remember who it was, then let me know. An industry insider revealed a week ago that Sadie Sink's character is reportedly going to be named Carly in the movie. That's going to be her official name in the movie. That's what her character is going to be called. That's what I've heard anyway, from insiders. That her character is going to be called Carly. Now, who's Carly and has ginger hair? Carly Cooper. Another report suggested that Carly was going to be an amalgamation of characters, potentially even Harry Osborn, which I thought was interesting. And another report suggested that Sadie Sink's character was not going to be an ally of Spider-Man, but an ally of Peter Parker, which means that she's not going to be like a Black Cat or a Spider-Woman. She's going to be like a civilian character. So with all of these leaks and all of these reports and rumors, I'm sort of piecing together that she's probably going to be an amalgamation of Carly Cooper, potentially Gwen Stacy, can't rule that out, and an original character. And I think maybe even Felicia Hardy, I don't know. I think she's going to be an amalgamation of a bunch of characters. And she's going to be a part of Peter's college class. And she's going to be called Carly. That is my guess, based on the leaks and reports we've got. Now, obviously, none of that is completely confirmed, but based on the reports coming in from insiders, that is what I'm putting together at the moment. So, that could be cool. Yeah, Apple says she's probably playing Carly Cooper. No, I don't think they'll do Gwen Stacy. They could take elements for Gwen Stacy. If they ever want to do the night of Gwen Stacy's death storyline, but adapted in a different way, they could take elements. I don't know. Felicia Hardy says AA. Most definitely MJ, says Danilo. Why Danilo? Why do you think definitely MJ? I'm interested why you think that. How about either Spider-Man Shadows of Evil's Past or Spider-Man Web of Shadows? Very interesting names there. Web of Shadows, of course, referencing the game. Shadows of Evil's Past sounds cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it'd be a symbiote story if you're saying Shadows of Evil's Past or Web of Shadows. I feel like Jean Grey will be saved for the upcoming X-Men. I agree, Danilo. Gwen or Carly Cooper? I could see Carly Cooper, since they are kind of taking inspo from Superior. Ooh, interesting point, Phoenix. Very interesting point. What if Sadie Sink plays Gwen Stacy or Peter Parker's sister? Okay, so we're talking about Teresa Parker now. She could play Teresa Parker. That would be really interesting. That would be fresh, wouldn't it? Probably Carly Cooper, because it makes sense, given she was first introduced in the Brand New Day comic. That's another point I forgot to bring up, Cham. Thanks for reminding me. Another point that backs up the whole Carly report and leak is that Carly Cooper was introduced during the Dan Slott run. And of course, the Dan Slott run starts with Brand New Day. And obviously ends all the way up until 2018. Carly Cooper was a massive part of that run. She's appeared past Dan Slott, like in Nick Spencer's run, etc. But she's never been a massive figurehead in Spider-Man comics since. But during Dan Slott's run, Carly Cooper was a main character. She's appeared in the Greg Weisman books as well. But apart from that, Dan Slott books was the main part where Carly Cooper appeared. So yeah. That's it. I've heard rumors about her playing Gwen, since most redhead actresses end up getting blonde hair. They do, don't they? It's a thing. On that, I forgot to say this as well. There has been a report that when they moved to London after the filming in Glasgow, Sadie Sink did her first shoot for the film there. And she was spotted with ginger hair, with red hair. So her character isn't going to have blonde hair. Unless they're using a wig. So I think that takes Gwen Stacy out of the equation, and I think that backs up more of the Carly Cooper claim, who is a redhead. Spider-Man Days of Future Past. Oh, damn. Okay. Do you think Tom Holland will be in Doomsday or just Secret Wars? I think he'll be in both. Do you think Cindy Moon could become Silk in this new trilogy, or Sony will keep her to themselves? I think Sony will keep her to themselves. I don't think Cindy will be in this. I think Cindy could be. I think it'd be interesting to see Cindy in this, but I don't think she will. You know, excuse me, if they're going down the Brand New Day route, you know, the Dan Slott comic route, Cindy would fit in here perfectly, but I don't think so. I think Tom will be in both, says Danilo. I agree. Will Tom Holland still play Spider-Man after his Day trilogy because Tom is the current and future Spider-Man? I think he won't in any Avengers movies, in any Spider-Man movies. I think he will take it away. I think he'll take a break. But then I think we could be in a situation where Miles Morales is the MCU Spider-Man, or someone else, Spider-Gwen or Mayday. Someone else is the Spider-Person of the MCU. And then I think we could get a situation where in 10, 15 years down the line, after Tom's last appearance, he could show back up. Again, maybe when he's, you know, he's a bit nostalgic and he feels like, you know, he could do an Andrew Garfield, for example. I think that could be the case. Obviously, we're thinking and speculating well into the future, but possibly. Off topic, but how do you feel about Paul and MJ breaking up? Oh my goodness, thank God for that, right? You know, I've not been on top of the comics as much as I have been. I'm planning to get back on top of them. I will be getting back on top of them soon, and videos will come. But I've heard the news, and thank God for that. Thoughts on Scorpion playing the Eddie Brock role? Well, we'll get into that. Scorpion updates coming up soon, so stay tuned. I hope Sadie Sink plays Felicia Hardy, says yet another wannabe. I think it would be interesting if they actually keep Peter and MJ broken up in the end of the 4th movie. I have a feeling they will. I think Zendaya will play a role, but I think it's going to be more of a... a temptation for Tom Holland's Peter. I think it's going to be more of a... This is a reminder of what your life used to be. And Tom's Peter is going to be like, well, I could go back to it, but I shouldn't. And that's going to be the internal battle. I think it's going to be along those lines, right? Do you think Spidey will retire at the end of the trilogy, or will he die Iron Man style? I've got a feeling he'll die. And if he doesn't, I don't know. I've got a feeling he'll die. If I was going to put a bet on it. Hey, Lewis, do you think Marvel will remove Paul and MJ from 616 and replace 616 MJ with a variant and 616 OMJ as long as well? I don't think they'll do that. I don't think you can do that. Oh, we'll see. I think it'd be cool if they made a sort of prequel comic book for Brand New Day, just like they did with Fantastic Four First Steps. I'd be surprised if we didn't get that, Danilo. I agree. Let's move on to Tramell Tillman then. So if you guys don't know who Tramell Tillman is, he's an actor most famous for Severance. Is that how you say the show? I haven't seen the show. He's most known for that, with Adam Scott in, of course, playing Uncle Ben. He's most famous for that. And he's been cast in this movie. So the first thing that people thought was, oh my God, you know, because the rumors about Liza Colin-Zayas playing Rio Morales, you know, perfect actor, build, age to play Jefferson Davis. People were like, oh my God, this is the perfect actor to play Jefferson Davis. We could be getting Miles Morales. It was confirmed, for those of you who were thinking that he is playing a villain in this movie. So then the next thing that people thought, and certainly what I thought at first as well, was, oh my God, we've had rumors that Tombstone might be in this movie. This guy's pretty built. I think this could be Lonnie Lincoln. You know, maybe. Once again, perfect actor for Lonnie Lincoln. Then we got news from a leaker that it's not going to be Tombstone. So now you know, then that could open the floor to be anyone. People are speculating Prowler, but obviously Donald Glover is the MCU's Prowler, so I don't know how that would work. People are saying Norman Osborn, the MCU's Norman Osborn. So he could be anyone. But who do you think Tramell Tillman is going to be playing in this movie? And will it be a big role? If it's a big role, do you think that it's going to be... if it's a big role, do you think it's going to be you know, a main villain, a villain over the trilogy, or do you think it'll be specific to Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man Brand New Day? Almost not my Coke Zero over. Sadie Sink has Mayday Parker from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man in a post-credit scene. Oh my god, imagine if it was Sam Raimi's Mayday. At the end of No Way Home, she felt like remembered Peter for some reason. I think that'll tie in. We'll have to wait. I think that'll tie into Brand New Day. How do you think his character arc should end if he does die? I ain't got no idea. I think it has to be heroic. They better not kill him off, says Cool Man. I thought he might be playing Tombstone. He'd be pretty good in the role. If the Hulk is in this... Yeah, that's what I thought. But apparently it's not Tombstone. Even though Tombstone's meant to be in this movie. Which confused me because he'd literally be the perfect actor for Tombstone. If the Hulk is in this movie, I hope they include the scene where only the Hulk remembers who Peter Parker is. I think that's what a lot of people are thinking. Would you like to see Norman Osborn be immense to Peter like in the MCU, like in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man? Absolutely. Absolutely, I would. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, if Tramell Tillman is playing Norman Osborn, that'd be awesome. That'd be absolutely awesome. So yeah, I think that could be cool. That could be cool. But yeah, who do you guys think he's playing? Jefferson Davis, maybe, says Phoenix. The thing is, he's meant to be playing a villain, so he couldn't play Jefferson Davis. I think he'd be perfect for Jefferson Davis. The thing that really contradicts things in my mind is Liza Colin-Zayas rumored to be playing Rayo Morales, according to reports. She also has Hispanic heritage as well as an actress. Miles' mum is Hispanic, so there's already those connections there. They've hired a Hispanic actress who's rumored to be connected to a role about Rio Morales. I don't know if that's just a very big coincidence in reports, but that sounds pretty fishy to me. So you get that, right? Then you get an actor who's quite literally the perfect actor to play Jefferson Davis in a movie where Rio Morales is being rumored to be in. But then it's not Jefferson Davis, okay? So is he going to play Tombstone? Tombstone's rumored to be in this movie. He's meant to be a villain. Right? Tombstone's in this movie. We know Tombstone's in this movie. No? Could it be Norman Osborn? And then, if not Tombstone, then, it opens the floor to anyone. It could literally be anyone. It's like the whole Sadie Sink argument, isn't it? You know, Sadie Sink comes along. Sadie Sink's in this movie. Everyone thinks, ginger hair, MJ. Right? Or ginger hair, Gwen Stacy, because every ginger hair girl's played Gwen Stacy. You know, and then it's Mayday Parker, Jean Grey, you know, the Bills, you know, the looks fit the role perfectly, even with Carly Cooper. You know, and then the same thing with Tramell Tillman, you know, the build, you know, the ethnicity, the age, it all lines up with what would be right for Jefferson Davis and Tombstone, but then it's not reported to be them, so who is it now? It could literally be anyone. It would be awesome if it was Norman Osborn, though. It'd be very awesome. Because, obviously, this would be sort of the same Norman Osborn we get in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Because that's MCU-ified, right? And more on that, by the way. More on the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man connections. We'll get into that with the Scorpion stuff. Because they're already doing it with Scorpion. There's already a connection there. That we've got. We'll get onto that, by the way. This movie is starting to feel too packed, says Apple. Yeah, I don't know. He'll probably just die like in the OG Ultimate Spider-Man, says Emmanuel. If not for villain Robbie Robertson, if not Tombstone, maybe Dr. Stillwell. Robbie Robertson's a shout, because obviously the Daily Bugle will be in this movie. Do you think Beyond the Spider-Verse will have Toby, Tom, and Andrew Spider-Man to show up as side character? I don't think so. Maybe cameos. How many villains total are there to be? Well, Scorpion, confirmed. Tramell Tillman playing a villain, confirmed. So that's 2. Demons are rumoured. Mr. Negative rumoured. So maybe Mr. Negative. Punisher, if you could count him as a villain. I imagine he will be an antagonist at some point. The Hulk, if it's Savage Hulk. We know Tombstone's in this movie. Rhino is rumoured to be in this movie. Because of but as a montage. Who else have we got? I'm definitely missing someone. But that is where we're at. It's more like 6 or 7. Now, some of them will be very minor roles, like montage villains. But at least 2 of them will be main villains. And I predict I predict Scorpion to be one of them. And I think Mr. Negative could be the other. So we'll see. There's a comic where everyone found out Peter's identity and eventually he made everyone forget. Yeah, there is. Well, that's one more day. Cool. Phoenix says one more day. Tillman would kill it as Tombstone. He actually would. Tillman would kill it as Tombstone. This is what I'm saying. He's literally the perfect actor for Tombstone. Tramell Tillman is a fantastic actor and he'd be great for Tombstone. He would. I need to watch Severance, man. Because he's in that. I need to watch it. And Adam Scott as well. I hope we get more of Peter's supporting cast from the comics like Robbie Robertson. Yeah, this is one thing I've always sort of wished. This is one thing that Spider-Man shows do better than the movies. They can include all of his side characters. I love Janice Lincoln, by the way. Blitzkrieg, on Janice Lincoln. I'd love Janice Lincoln to be a villain of a Spider-Man movie. I've got a thing with Janice Lincoln. I don't know what it is. Like, I really love the idea of that character. I'd love Janice Lincoln to be a villain of a Spider-Man movie. I would love it. I think that's amazing. I think that's such a good idea. Because you can have Janice Lincoln be an ally of Peter, but also a villain of Spider-Man. And have a conflict. Like, I think it'd be cool. Hulk is the only one who still remembers Peter as Spidey. In the comic, he says Banner forgot, but Hulk doesn't forget. I think they'll do something like that, won't they? Emmanuel says maybe he's Hobie Brown Prowler. You know what? Since they started adapting Prowler for Miles Morales, I totally forgot that Hobie Brown was Prowler. You know, you're right. We could have 2 Prowlers. He could be Hobie Brown Prowler. Tillman could be Robbie Robertson. He could be. Yeah, also could be Robbie Robertson. It'll be weird, though, wouldn't it? Seeing J.K. Simmons without Bill Nunn. You know, rest in peace, Bill Nunn. But it'd be weird. You know, the iconic duo in the Raimi trilogy, J.K. Simmons and Bill Nunn. We obviously know J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson in the MCU. It'll be sad. You know, it'll be sad to see, but yeah, it'd be weird. Tillman would kill it though. Let's talk about Scorpion then. So Scorpion up this. I've been asked about this a few times, but the Scorpion is in Brand New Day. Now, the updates that we've got so far about Scorpion is that his design in Spider-Man Brand New Day, according to reports, is that his design is going to be similar to the comics, but it's also going to take heavy inspiration from his appearance in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, while this seems just like, oh, okay, whatever, on the surface, I think this paints a bigger picture. So, obviously, as we know, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man takes direct inspiration from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That version of Spider-Man is a branch of Tom Holland's character, right? Set in another world. What's interesting about this is that this just proves that not only are they now going in separate directions, but they are going to continue... Wait, I just need to plug my mouse in. It's losing charge. They're going to continue with those connections down the line, which I think... Which is why I saw Tillman get cast and go... Could it be Norman Osborn? Maybe. They're taking elements from Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and implementing them into this world. I think that's interesting. I think that's really interesting. So Scorpion's going to be similar to that version of the character, which I think gives us a lot more information than potentially we already had. I think that's very interesting. Do you think Beyond the Spider-Verse could be 3 hours? I don't think it'll be 3 hours. I think it'll be more like 2 and 2:20. I think they'll eventually introduce Gwen Stacy in this trilogy and probably have her become Ghost Spider. Spider-Gwen is now in the main 616 comics and is going to be Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2. It seems that way, doesn't it? Thomas Bennett makes a very good point. You know, Spider-Gwen is becoming an ever bigger part of the Spider-Man comics. Hi, Ahmed. How are we doing? Oh, my God. It's been such a long time. What's going on? But, yeah, you're right. It's going to be so weird when they do Norman Osborn in the MCU since Willem pretty much owns the character. I think Tillman could kill it if he was Norman. I think he could. I really do. I'd really like the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man actor to do it, though. He's cool. Oh, what's it? I forgot his name. I forget his name. Who's the actor that plays Norman Osborn in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man? He'd be awesome in live action. Another actor that I would have loved to have seen is Giancarlo Esposito is Norman. But he was in Captain America 4, wasn't he? So he's off the table. But he would have been awesome. He would have been awesome. He would have been absolutely awesome. No, cool, man. Coleman Domingo, that's it. Oh, he'd be so good as Norman in live action. He'd be so good. That's a part of me that's why a part of me thinks they wouldn't cast Tillman as Norman. Because I think if they were going to do Norman in the next trilogy, I feel like they would just cast Coleman Domingo. I just got a feeling they would. And I'd want them to. I would. I don't think I'd want anyone else. I think Giancarlo Esposito, but he's already been in the MCU, so he would have been my number 1 pick. But Coleman Domingo, I mean, he did a fantastic job in that show. Tillman would kill it, though. No, cool, man. I think it's with race swaps. I don't think it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. The thing is, you know, as long as it doesn't impact the character, anyone can play anyone, really, as long as it doesn't impact their story and what it means to that character. Like, you know, you can't get a white actor to play Black Panther. You can't do it because, you know, they come from Wakanda, right? You know, they are African. It's a big part of their culture and the whole thing, right? But you can get a black actor to play Norman Osborn because race isn't an integral part of his character. That's just the way I see it, anyway. You know, that's the way I see it. As long as it's not important, you know, to their character, I think, you know, it doesn't really matter. And the best actor for the job at the end of the day. And I think Coleman Domingo probably is one of the top ones. You know, at one point, I would have liked to have seen Matthew McConaughey as Norman. I wonder if they'd still do that. I wonder if they'd still do that. Matthew McConaughey is the MCU Norman. I really wonder if they'd still do that. I don't know, though. I think you've got Coleman. We've seen what Coleman Domingo can do now, so I don't... I think my top pick overall would probably be Giancarlo Esposito, but he's already been in the... They wasted him in the MCU, by the way. Oh, Cap 4 is such a stupid movie. Oh, my God. Oh, it's so bad. They wasted... I can't believe they do that to Anthony Mackie as well. Anthony Mackie's such a good actor. And he's an incredible Captain America. But they give him such a bad movie. And how to do Harrison Ford like that too. And Giancarlo Esposito. Crazy, man. It's crazy. I can't believe they did that to them. Even though they skipped the origin movie for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but if they did make it, what do you think it would have been called? Spider-Man Homeland? Maybe. Potentially. I think Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is the closest we'll get to that. And I don't think they'll do it because of that. They could have Gwen in Brand New Day, similar to how MJ was in Homecoming. Maybe, yeah. If race is an integral part of the character, race swap doesn't matter. What about White Tiger? Ooh, they could do White Tiger. They take, you know, be sort of going down the lines that Ultimate Spider-Man did, the 2012 one. I'd love to see the MCU version of Norman Osborn, but I don't want Green Goblin. I'd prefer Hobgoblin, Roger Kingsley. I think it'd have to be done right, wouldn't it? You'd have to wait a while. I don't think you could do it in Brand New Day because we've just had Norman in No Way Home. White Wolf, I meant, says Danilo. I'm excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. If there's an actor who can play Norman Osborn, it's Anthony Starr. Oh, he would kill it as well. Anthony Starr would kill it. Do you think the 3 live-action Spider-Men appear as side characters in Beyond the Spider-Verse? I don't think so. I don't think so. Do you think Miles Morales should be in MCU Spider-Man 5? Yes. Yes, I do. I do. I think Miles Morales should be in Spider-Man 5. I think he should also be in Spider-Man 6. To be able to pass that torch. I think his role in Spider-Man 5 should be very minor. Very, very minor. Almost background. Spider-Man 6, I think he should be sort of more one of the supporting cast. And then we can pass it over. Sort of the same transition we've got in the games. But I think maybe a little less. Because I think if you're not going to have Tom Holland again, I think you've got to make sure he's the focus. We've got to make sure we give this trilogy to Peter Parker. because this is the only chance we've got with Tom Holland. We've got to give this trilogy to Peter Parker. So Miles has to come later, I think. Who would have wanted to... Who would have been your guys' pick for Doctor Doom if it wasn't RDJ? That's a fantastic question, and I don't know. I've got no idea. Holly Tweedy says, hey, that's my fiance. She's in the chat. Of course, anyone can play these characters, but if it's people randomly turned into a different race out of nowhere, that's how I see it. That, you know, opinion is opinion. In my opinion, I don't think it really matters. But yes, we haven't met Tom's Norman at all. We haven't met Tom's Norman, not yet. If Sony makes a Miles Morales live-action movie outside the MCU, what if they placed him in the Andrew Garfield universe? I don't think they'd do that. I think they'd put him in the Venom universe, probably. Just think Cap 4 could have been worse. Could have been like Madam Web or Morbius. Yeah, it's true. That's true. I think Miles should be introduced in Spider-Man 6 and then given his own movie. I agree. I wish it wasn't RDJ, says Cool Man. Who would you cast as... Oh, Cillian Murphy. Oh my god, yes. He would have been awesome. We're getting off topic here, but yes. Yes. Cillian Murphy would have been sick. He would have been so good. But yeah, Scorpion. Scorpion. That is the updates on Scorpion. That's the update. He's going to be similar to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So I think that's cool. I think that's cool. I thought bro was 21. But you're married. I ain't married. I'm engaged. I'm not married. I'm 23. Do I look 21 though? If I look 21, then better. I can't believe I'm 23. I'm an old bastard now. Sorry, I swore. I shouldn't swear. YouTube doesn't let you swear anymore. They do, but like... Yeah. I'm pushing for Cillian Murphy as Doctor Doom. Now, here's a question. I know this is a Spider-Man channel, but you guys love superheroes anyway. So I want you guys' thoughts on this, right? After we get RDJ Doctor Doom, do you think we get an MCU Doctor Doom? And if it is, would it be Cillian Murphy? Do you think we do Doctor Doom again? Or do you think they just leave it after RDJ? I would have casted a Romanian actor for Doom. That's true. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. That is true. That is true. I didn't think about that, but Ahmad, you are right. Do you think the MCU should get a soft reboot after Doomsday and Secret Wars? Right, this is such a loaded question. Mads Mikkelsen? Oh my god, he'd be good. This is such a loaded question. Because... Right, here's where I'm thinking. If you're going to reboot it, it has to be a hard reboot. Because you're just going to confuse people. Right? You're just going to confuse people. You are, right? It's true. You can't have Spider-Man 5 and 6 and have Tom Holland be with all of his characters and everything that's happened in Spider-Man Brand New Day and No Way Home and etc. all be a part of that story, and then have a brand new Iron Man, a brand new Captain America, Steve Rogers, whatever, brand new everything. Reboot the universe. You can't do that. Because it's just going to get confusing. It's going to be a Peacemaker, DCEU, new DCU James Gunn situation, right? So you have to hard reboot it. But if you hard reboot, you get rid of everything that you've done with these new characters. It doesn't matter about Iron Man and Captain America and Thor, because all those characters are coming to the end. You just make new stories, right? With Spider-Man, we've got 5 and 6 to come. Tom Holland hasn't had his bit yet. Miss Marvel hasn't had her bit yet. Sam Wilson hasn't done his bit yet. The new Avengers haven't done their bit yet. So, you know, you've got all these new and interesting characters, and they wipe the slate clean. They just get rewritten, and Steve Rogers comes back, you know, Tony Stark comes back, Thor comes back, Black Widow's back, Hawkeye's back. The new Hawkeye gets erased. You know, Haley Steinfeld? A reboot would get rid of a few problems but create plenty more. Exactly. So what do you do? I think the way, if you really want to get specific, I think you're going to have to bite the bullet and just do a massive expedition dump in Avengers Secret Wars. At the end of the movie, I think you've just got to go, boom, universe reset. Here's everything that exists. Here's everything that doesn't. Here's the timeline. Here's what happened. Here's what's not happened. Crack on. You got to do it because you can't. There's no nonchalant way around this. It's not. It's just not going to happen. Maybe there's a way to do it. There's a lot more cleverer people out there than me, so I don't know. Lewis trying to keep it PG. I'm trying my best. A reboot, yeah, I've read that one. I can't wait for them to reboot it because I'm tired of them killing all the characters. Tom Holland's entire character arc stems from Tony. You can't just wipe... Yeah, you can't just put a new Iron Man in there and carry on with Tom Holland's Spider-Man because Tom Holland's Spider-Man comes from RDJ's Doctor Doom. Unless, of course, that character is aware that the universe has changed in the new universe. I don't know. This is my idea for the Day Trilogy. Spider-Man Brand New Day, Spider-Man One More Day, Spider-Man Final Day. Cool titles. Only thing, does it match the story? The next 2 years are going to be big for Marvel in media. 2026, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Avengers Doomsday. It depends what they do. I want a fresh start with all the heroes and give them fresh actors and fresh start, minus some exceptions. I think they can keep Tom and Guardians actors, the rest get booted. A hard reboot will include things that make no sense, but I believe a soft reboot will fix things through interconnectivity, which is why Phase 4 struggled. These good points, Spider saying. Spidercrafter, hey Lewis, I heard you're streaming again. How are you doing today? I hope things are good. Looking forward to this stream. Well, thank you, Spidercrafter. I'm good. Hopefully you're okay. Unfortunately, Spidercrafter, you've come towards the end of the stream. We're not done yet. We've got another topic to cover, but just stay tuned because we're going to start doing streams again. But either way, yeah, welcome. In 2027, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, Fortnite Chapter 2, Season 4, OG, and the Avengers Secret Wars. Big years. Right, last topic, Yelena in Brand New Day. So this comes in from Daniel RPK. Some of you trust him, some of you don't. He's a hit and miss, isn't he? Daniel RPK nowadays. An insider that was heavily respected during the No Way Home days recently hasn't done as well. Has got a few things right in the MCU recently, but it's nowhere near what he used to. So I do take it with a lot more of a pinch of salt. A few guys have, I think Ahmad has definitely said before, he doesn't really, I could be wrong if it was Ahmad, it might have been. I've said before, Daniel RPK ain't it, but, I reported it because in the event that it is true and I didn't report it, we didn't talk about it, then, we got to talk about it. So Yelena in Brand New Day. Another character adding to the massive roster of characters we're going to get in this movie. I don't know whether to believe this. On one hand, I think it makes sense if the new Avengers try to recruit Spider-Man. On the other hand, I think we've got the Punisher, we've got the Hulk. I don't think Marvel or Sony are going to campaign for Yelena to be in this movie. I don't know. Another part of me thinks Yelena kind of is, and I don't know where you guys stand on this. Yelena is kind of appearing as the MCU's through-line character right now. Maybe other than Spider-Man. Yelena is kind of appearing as the main, like the Iron Man type character. Am I wrong in assuming that? She's been in the most projects since Endgame. She's been in probably the best movies, or one of the best movies. She's in Hawkeye, Black Widow, Thunderbolts. She appeared in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I want to say as well. Yelena is kind of the through-line character right now. So it would make sense for her to try and recruit Peter. I don't know. If she is in this movie, I can see it being a post-credit scene or at the end. I really, really do not see this being... I don't see this being during the movie. Because we've got Punisher and Hulk. But that's the rumor from Daniel RPK. So what do you guys think? I assume they'll keep most of the new characters, bring the F4 and recast some old characters. Yes. Possibly, yeah. Here's who I'd cast for a new version of Norman Osborn. Tom Cavanaugh. Tom Cavanaugh would kill it as well, If they somehow magically wrapped up everything with Secret Wars, a reboot could very easily have worked, but they can't since a lot of characters will still have unfinished arcs. Yeah, if they didn't mess up Phase 4 and 5 and didn't have to rework a load of things, I think they could. We've still got Ant-Man to go as well. Ant-Man and Cassie Lang. That's another character. You know, Tom Cavanagh is an interesting casting choice since he was Reverse Flash. I don't know if Yelena will be in a role in a Brand New Day. Personally, I reckon Yelena could be in a mid or post-credit scene, or just a guest cameo, says the Spider Crafter. Yelena easily my favourite character post-Endgame. Yelena is doing more than Sam Wilson. She actually is. No, she is though. Yelena, hey kid, how do you feel about joining my new Avengers team? Peter, sorry, I just want to be on my own for a while. Be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It'd sort of mirror the end of Homecoming, wouldn't it? I don't see Peter accepting. I really don't. Not from where he's at. But do you think Yelena will be in this movie? I think it'd be cool. Good payday for Florence Pugh as well. Very good payday. Very, very good payday. I don't see it really. Possibly. It depends, doesn't it, really? She would need... it would have to be like Iron Man 2 where Black Widow wants to meet up with him. Popular theory is that Yelena tries to recruit Spider-Man for the new Avengers, but he turns them down because he wants to push people away and be alone. So that would be sort of during the start of the movie, you know, during the internal conflicts bit of the movie where he's, yeah. Peter will probably join as a temporary member of the Avengers, not just... I think it'll be similar to where in Infinity War he turns them down, but he's forced to join them because he needs to help with the Doomsday stuff. I think that'll be where we're at. And then obviously we'll get Battleworld and Peter will obviously be there anyway. And then that'll be the case. Which Spider-Man will be a better choice for an animated movie? Peter B. Parker, Lego Spidey, or Spectacular Spidey? I'd love a Spectacular Spider-Man movie to finish that story. I really would. But a Peter B movie would go hard. While it would be awesome, I reckon it'd be a little too much because we got Spider-Man, the Hulk, Punisher, Scorpion, maybe Miss Negative. There's a lot in Brand New Day, and I reckon adding more will overstuff it. I agree. Yeah. They could soft reboot the MCU after Secret Wars with what Arrowverse did with Crisis. I think Arrowverse is not the template, though. I don't trust Angelo RPK. I'm willing to theorize about this regardless. Ahmad was the one. He was the one. He'll tag along if he's absolutely required, but apart from that, he'll stay... Yeah. Apple, you are right. Either way, that brings us to the end of the stream. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure again to stream. This went far better than I could ever imagined. I thought this is going to be such a slow stream because I haven't streamed in ages. So I just want to thank all of you guys for sticking around and being active on the channel and supporting the channel. Lots more content coming. Tomorrow we've got a video coming about Brand New Day and sort of a bunch of stuff. The Cosmos Circus is said. You know, we've covered a lot of it here, but I'm going to make a video fully breaking it down. And then we've got a video next week about Sadie Sink as well, and who I think she's going to be playing, breaking down all the evidence that we've got. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I've got a bunch of shorts coming out, so you'll see me on your shorts feed as well. Thank you very much for watching. You guys are all awesome. If you're not subscribed, please stream more often Fridays and Saturdays. I'll try and make sure of it. If you aren't subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join the Spider Army. That's what we're calling it now, the Spider Army. Make sure to join the Spider Army and get that subscription in. If someone coughs on set, I'll be on it. What inspired you to make this channel? That's a very loaded question. I'll talk about it next time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next, well, video or stream, wherever you tune in. And I will see you guys in a bit. Take care, and peace.